Всем доброго времени суток. Сегодня мы продолжаем играть Kingdom Come. Переносимся в 1403 год, 15 век. Ух. Угу. Что же нас тут ждет? Я должен встретить священника в корчме. Священник в корчме — это сильно. Ну, давайте мы его здесь подождем. Нет, сядем за отдельный столик. Много чести. Вы всех видеть вот сюда. И ждем. Там 19 вполне себе вечер. А вы что здесь сидите? Ничего себе. Отец Брута.
Blessings of our Lord be.
And with you, lad.
I could do with a bite to eat.
Тут, наверное, есть что-нибудь поесть. Отлично. Покушали. Поговорить.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything, but maybe we can work something out. But first, I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Да, умерли.
Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible.
Да, бессмысленная жестокость.
We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the
Даже
castle.
немца, который был на стороне Сигизмунда, они убили. Вот, ничего себе.
Even the
Вот это
Deutsch who was on
поворот.
Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Townburg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God
Так,
grant
а
them
ты
eternal
кто?
rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened in Noy? The good folks here about are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by
Майховский конный
bandits.
завод, да,
They didn't come to
был
pillage or even take the
разграблен,
horses.
лошади убили.
They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, About this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry,
Да, вы
that's
правда?
not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions
Он
because
правда
if you
хочет.
do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
Какой упрямый.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubos told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical, condemning vices, and of course describing them in detail. The tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days, and stories from real life with a nice moral to them are popular as well, especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous
Особенно
vices.
про блуд и всякие скандальные.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague in the Czech language, and the
Да,
people
народу
liked it.
нравится, уже
I hear
слышали
he
о нем.
always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to
Да.
steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Да,
Oh, the
бытовщик.
congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny.
I'd like a beer.
That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the
Ну,
poor.
мне беден и
Look
не
at
лучше
me.
тех,
I don't
кому
have a pot to
проповедаю.
piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them.
Да,
I
он
drink
един.
with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticizes the Pope for debauchery?
No, I don't.
Так, красноречиво.
What do you
Ладно,
think
тебя
of
гуси.
this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Да.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
Отлично.
One beer.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves.
А, да,
They're afraid
о
to
том,
say
что
aloud.
злит их.
Things
Они
that make
жаждут
them angry.
перемен, все
They're
жаждут
calling for
перемен.
change. In a few years, it'll
Перемен
have grown
требуют
beyond
наши
control.
сердца.
You mark my words, the people will rise up and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late.
What do you suppose? Wait,
That sounds like a good...
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Итак, это что же тут начинается? А, вот эта телка к нам подсела. Проповедника ублажать.
Už sej moji svatý muži, nechtěl bych bej v jejich kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požerem si huby jako poslední den. Půjďme se bavit a do rána stávit a pak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu soudnej den. Tak ďalej mi hned, ať končí se svět.
Вот эта пьянка веселая. Хотел бы я в такой поучаствовать.
Enough of this.
Bailiff, come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Да, веселье закончилось. Так.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Ой, сейчас мы огребем. Ой, сейчас мы огребем. Держи, 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 еще. А как ты уклонился? Вот так тебе. Поднимись на колокольню. Что здесь происходит?
Right, Henry. Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Here we
Здорово
are.
им
Look at
там
this beauty.
вломили моим.
We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is wonderful.
Что они творят? Ой. Отче.
Ah, bloody oath.
Что ж ты
And now, my
делаешь?
dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
The priest has mounted up. What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Ну тут у меня не было выбора. Да, Багута могет.
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell. Where the... Oh, what the... Oh, who the hell are you? Oh, Henry. My great friend, Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something.
Это она про что? Наверное, про заутренню.
What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Oh. Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to
Да.
help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you
Ну,
want
это
them to burn us
здорово.
at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it if you stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. Flawless.
Да, безупречный,
How
как
about this?
швейцарские
If you
часы.
help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Вот ты какой, значит.
Well, all right. But I can't.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You get no need.
Christ, all
Wonderful.
Ну, пошли, Багута. А где мои вещи? Доспех. Ладно, это мы наденем, это мы наденем. Перчатки пока не будем надевать. Это наденем. Это наденем. Тоже пока не будем надевать. А, где? А, вот. Да пошли, 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 пошли.
What the?
Да, сейчас будет здорово. Такого я в играх еще не встречал, конечно.
In nomine Patris et Filii et
Et
Spiritus
Spiritus
Sancti.
Sancti.
Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabilis a manus suas.
Hoc facite in meam commemorationem. Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from
Так, Генри из
Skalitz,
Скалицы.
who's here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Now I'm curious which one of them will puke first.
Уверенно начинаю проповедь.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
That boy has a cheek.
One should not believe in the church, because the church is not God. God is above all things, and the church is but a means to salvation, which the prelates do not care to hear.
He's right.
All right.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, cumens, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck of gold and silver. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything. Everything is for sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you will have absolution. And the prelates sin and give themselves absolution.
For shame, shame upon them.
And what sins? They live with harlots and keep concubines, even though only marital intercourse for the purpose of procreation is pure. If someone takes a woman or man only to satisfy their own lust, who seduces them to do so but Satan? And how much darker the sin if that man is a servant of the church? Who can turn his face to God, who fornicates and then puts on priestly robes?
Nothing we don't know about already.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates! Away with them!
We're fortunate to have our good father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
I say to you, in the words of Jan Hus, he who knows much, let him speak much. He who knows little, let him speak little. Let each speak as much as he knows, and he who knows nothing, let him at least teach his neighbour one virtuous deed by setting him good example and refraining from playing dice and from fornication. And that applies both to priests and to you, brothers and sisters.
That's his conclusion?
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
Так.
The lad spoke well. considering what a soak he is.
He's right, Dallas.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a
I'm
silver
glad he
tongue.
came here.
Да, зря он
Suppose I'll
так
ever
пьет.
get to
Но это
Prague.
все
Told
священник.
him nicely.
Это все святой прелат этой церкви.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin,
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now, slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you,
Well, now Lubos came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
fell out. Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubos kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubos killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pious. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
Ох, как тяжело. Даже мне тяжело сейчас. Конь, ты где? Выследить вонючку. Да, без проблем. Ледечко. Поехали в Ледечко. Успех. Талберг. Это Талберг. Вот Ледечко. Где искать сведения, если не в таверне? Бесстрашный Хонза.
I'm looking for a fellow called Riki. Do you know him?
Riki? You mean Hinnick, the courier's son?
Maybe. Do you know where I might find him?
He's not usually around here. Try asking at his home, but I hope you got a thick skin. The old courier ain't exactly charming.
So you know this Hinnick. Can you tell me?
Not much. I confess. Most of the...
Why is that?
No one with a nose likes spending too much time around tanners. And that Riki keeps bad company.
What can you tell me about the...
He's as cantankerous as a hog in a thorn bush. He won't talk.
Why do they call...
He's a tanner, isn't he? If you're ever downwind of him, you'll understand. Tanning isn't a trade for the weak of stomach.
True enough. But not every courier gets cursed.
Well, Hennick's nature is no sweeter.
Why has he got such a...
Well, like his old man, he doesn't talk much to anyone. I heard he got a taste of the pillory in Rattay for thieving, and in Neuhof he got boozed up in the...
So a bit more than heist.
Just so. We're all honest folk here.
Don't tell me this.
He's been seen around with one of the bathhouse wenches. Adela, I think she's called.
That's just why we have to get him, right?
Пойдем, спокойно. И где тут этого Адела искать? Адела.
Good God. What happened to your clothes?
I heard you've been seeing Hinek, the tanner.
So what? Come to preach at me, have you? That I'm a loose woman?
God, no, nothing like that. It's just that you're the only one in the village who sees Hinek, so I came...
Aye, I've seen him often enough. I don't know what I could tell.
Where can I find him?
I haven't seen him in the village for a few days.
Does he do that often?
From time to time.
What the hell does he get up to then? He goes to the woods from time to time.
What do you mean? There's no law.
With all the footpads, looters, cumans, and God knows what other vermin around, it's not the sort of thing an honest...
But Hinek doesn't have anything to do.
Oh, really? Then what does he do there?
I really don't know what you want from me.
When did you last...
A few days ago.
And that was on...
I never saw it.
So he was acting
He was
Can you remember anything he said?
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it. Aye. And then he was talking about the money.
What did he say about it?
Just that he had a pile of it.
I see.
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl and other hard, and if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave, or he'd go with me and we could get married and such. Oh.
Did you go there for...
No, I've got better things to do. Obviously, he made it.
Yes, I understand. Did he tell you exactly...
He said he buried it at his father's small holding in the western corner.
Is it true?
What?
Other whores wouldn't go with him even for...
The other bathhouse girls are honest, so I don't know. The truth is, I felt a bit sorry for him. Folk don't like him, but it's only...
I heard they don't like him because he keeps company.
True enough, but they didn't like him before that either. Or me. Both of us are the black sheep.
There's nothing more between you?
No, nothing. May the Lord watch over you.
Jesus Christ.
I'd like to...
And what is it you...
Может быть, я не так еще. Восточный мотив. Завивка для полубрани. Безызнанная.
I'd like to...
And what is it you'd like?
A bit of everything.
That can be...
Fine.
I'm sure you...
Take care.
Is there...
Надо постираться, а то уже делают намеки. И сохранится заодно.
I've been looking forward to a proper bath.
Ну и коняка. Поехали. А поехали мы к дому этого вонючки. Западную. Ну, чё копать? Брошу. Да, тебя еще. И с тобой.
I'm looking for your son. Any idea where he...
I don't know nothing.
Don't you at least know where he usually goes?
Hinek shows up at home once in a blue moon, so I don't know nothing about where he
Даже
gets
если я
to.
знал, то зачем бы
Even if
рассказывал
I...
каждому встречному поперечного?
Watch your tongue, peasant. I'm an envoy of Sir Radza Kabila, and this is an official investigation. Stop trying to put me off and tell me where your son is right now.
I apologize if I offended you, young man. But still, I don't know where Hinek is. He turned up at the house a while back.
And you don't know where he went? What?
Look, it's been clear to me for a long time that my boy was headed for the gallows. But I'm still his father, right?
If you value your son's life at all, you better pray I find him, because I'm not the only one looking for him.
That's no surprise. But what of it? If you're here on behalf of Sir Radzik, there's nothing waiting for...
It doesn't have to be that way. If Hinek cooperates, he can save his neck.
I can't say you put my mind at ease. But to hell with it. All right.
Ну давай.
He was here a few days ago, but he left right away. He looked like...
And you don't know where he went?
I've got an idea.
I don't follow.
Hinek makes some money on the side from poaching. He boasted to me a few times...
Well, it's not much to go on, but it's better than... Don't you have any clue at all where...
I really don't know nothing about that. I could...
How's that?
Because every time he brought some hides for tanning and money.
What more do you know?
Nothing! I swear to...
I know he didn't talk to you about it, but you must have noticed something, right? How much time did he spend away? What was he wearing? How did he look when he came back? Anything?
Well, he came and went at all sorts of hours. I really don't know. Except maybe one thing. He'd come home...
So he probably went through thick...
I reckon. What do I know?
He had money because he sold the stuff right away?
I suppose. He never kept any of it.
Do you know who he sold it to?
No. But the innkeeper came here now and again and gave him coin. Of course.
All right. I'll ask at the...
Go. And if he's really in as much shit as you say...
So I asked for a high price.
Так, хозяин таверны. Таверна. Значит, он должен быть в чем-то замешан, этот хозяин таверны.
Yeah. Magnus has been gone.
Где этот хозяин таверны? О, корчмарь.
Jesus Christ be praised.
И тебе, Jesus Christ.
I want to ask about the...
But ask someone else. They have nothing to do with Reiki. It only drive my customers away.
Really? I heard a different story.
Who are you, anyway?
A friend of Hinek's. He's gone missing and...
I don't know where he is. But if you find the bastard, tell him he's still...
I've no time for this. I have to find him.
Am I now? Even if I did...
This is a nice alehouse you have here. It would be a shame if anything... What do you think? So are you going to talk, or do I have to be...
Fine. Let's get to the point then.
See now? Where there's a will.
I did some deals with Vicky, but I swear to God, I don't...
I hear Hinek has a hideout in the wood.
Not exactly. That is... But I happen to know it's a dark place.
How do you know that?
Whenever Riki was going poaching, he always came to me first for candles and lamp oil. He brought the game skinned and gutted, so we had to have a light for that.
How much game did he...
Not much, a few pieces. There's no great demand here. Sometimes the gentry has something, otherwise it ends up in sausages.
And do you know of any...
There's a few of them around. There's one on the opposite bank. Then there's a mine gallery, and I heard there's one...
Thank you.
You're welcome. Watch you don't break your neck, though. It's rough ground, and you could easily fall down a... Take care now.
Have you got a bed for them?
Certainly. For how long?
Just the...
Sure.
Here you are.
You'll like it.
Can I sleep here?
But you've already got a place to sleep. Or...
Yes.
Sure, but let's see your coin first. These are harsh times.
That's too...
Suit your...
Where do I go?
That's easy. As soon as you go indoors, at the end of the room on the left... Farewell.
Сесть и спать. Спать. А, я ж только после купалин. Ну вот и мы поехали. Что-то я в грязи забыл, по-моему, перчатки. Так вот мы и поехали выслеживать, понял, что ж тут. Что уж тут греха таить. Вот эта вонючка, откровенно говоря. Пренеприятнейший тип. Пренеприятнейший тип, вонючка. И погонял он такое. О. Я узнал, где пещера. Ну что ж, пойдем. Все, что ли? Как-то не круто. Я столько ехал. Ну, пока я не могу выиграть турнир. Потому что система боя тут, прошу прощения, очень сложная. А враги, точнее оппоненты на турнире, очень сильные. О-хо-хо. Здесь, наверное, глубоко. Надо бы найти переправу. Не вижу переправу. Надо до нее доскакать. А, это переправа. Ну давай, через кустик. На, обратно давай тогда. Какая-то не вездеходная лошадь. От слова совсем не вездеходная. Давай галопом поскочим. И вот переход. Вот тут. Пещера еще здесь есть. Кто-то мне подсказывает, это будет самая последняя пещера. Спешится. тоже. Не может. Так, прошу прощения. Нужно поставить паузу. Итак, продолжим. Я так и знал. Что в любом случае нужно объехать все 3 места, и в самом последнем будет этот вонючка, если будет вообще. Если там не окажется всяких других странных тружеников с большой дороги. О, упал. Так, что это за место? Движоги. Это лагерь, наверное. Это игра средневекового следователя, дознавателя, оперуполномоченного и в каких-то моментах самого палача. Судья, палач, прокурор, адвокат. О, аккуратненько.
Yeah.
Лагерь. Давайте этого раскалендула применим. Надо подвосстановить здоровье. На лошади с обрывов прыгать нельзя. Здоровье уменьшается однозначно. Ну как же так? Ну как же так? Ветки по лицу. Надеюсь, там будет этот рыжий, потому что если его там не будет, рыжий, вонючий. Интересное место нашел. Замок сегодня открыть. Уже где-то тут. Уже где-то прям рядом. Уже где-то тут, уже где-то рядом. А, вот. Да как так, мать твою?
Jesus Christ, what am I to do? Not that I can expect any useful advice from you. At least, you have no more cares.
Need someone to talk to?
Fuck! Don't kill me. I can explain. I won't tell anyone. I swear. I've no one to tell anyway. Just please don't kill me.
I'm not planning to kill you.
You're not one of Runt's men?
No.
Коротышка.
Then who are you?
Отличное имя.
That's not important. The important thing is we have a common foe.
Considering all the enemies I have, the odds of that are pretty high.
I'm talking about the gang that raided the Neuhof stud farm. I know you were there.
I was, but I've got nothing in common with those bastards.
I'll take your word for it, providing you tell me what you know.
I don't know why you should care. If it keeps my neck out of the noose, I'll spill the beans.
That Neuhof raid of yours didn't turn out quite as planned, did it?
Depends on whose plan you're talking about. We were up to it to grab some loot and bugger off. Only Runt's cutthroats was there to shed blood.
What do you mean, Runt's cutthroats?
There were two gangs there, mine and Runt's. We was only there to steal, but they wanted to slaughter everyone.
But when you realised what they had in mind, you didn't have to go along with it, did you?
But we didn't know nothing, even though we were going to Neuhof. They told us to keep watch on the courtyard while they were cutting the horses' throats. Jesus, that fucking vexed me. Their horses was the most valuable thing there. When I spoke up, though, Runt gave me such a bollocking I knew I'd better keep my mouth shut. And when they said we was going to kill anything that moved, then we knew there was no going back.
That gang of yours.
Так,
What
и
can you
что
tell me
это за
about them?
такая шайка?
Don't know what you want to know. There was 4 of us. Me, Timmy, Limpy Lubosh, and Pius Pava. Sometimes we'd rob a place or hold up pilgrims. Never nothing fancy.
I'm sure you did mischief enough. Who led you?
Pius. He was the oldest, and he'd mostly find the jobs for us, plan them and the like. He got us into that fucking mess in Neuhof, too.
What about the others?
Timmy's strong as an ox, with a brain to match. You got more sense out of a fence post. And Limpy, I've been with him the longest. He's my one and only friend, I suppose.
Дальше.
Who got your 2 gangs together? You must have made contact somehow, right?
Pius. He comes to us and says he's got this prime job. We're gonna rob a farm, he says. That was a big deal, because mostly we just did small stuff.
Да.
Hold up on the road now and then. Nothing fancy. When they told us how much we could make on it, well, we just couldn't refuse.
So Pius knew them?
I suppose, but I don't know where from. We even got paid up front. I should have known from the start it was too good to be true.
Where did the rest of your gang end up?
You saw Limpy, right?
Yes, but he's no use to me now. Tell me where I can find Pius or Timmy.
I don't know nothing about Pius. He vanished in the woods, and I haven't seen him since. Timmy, I reckon, went back to the mill where he works.
Which mill?
The windmill a bit north of Neuhof.
Угу. Банда коротышки.
Did you know any of Runt's people? Not a one. They didn't talk to us at all. None of their faces was familiar either. The only thing I know is they called that huge chief of theirs Runt, and Pius warned us to watch out for him.
I don't suppose you know where they got to after the raid?
On the way to Neuhof, Timmy told me he was at their camp with Pius. I reckon that's where they've gone now.
Did Timmy tell you where the camp is?
Somewhere in the woods. He didn't say nothing more. Thing is, Timmy's got quite an imagination. But Pius roared at him to shut it, so I reckon there must be something in it.
Tell me exactly how the raid went.
Well, meanwhile, me and Limpy had a sniff around the stables to see
what did you find?
Smil, Sir Hanish's groom. I don't know why he was up and what he was doing in the stables, but we took advantage of the situation. Limpy, then it all fell apart at the seams. Quicker than you'd believe.
Бежал коротышка, заколол конюша, насадив его свинью на вертел, да.
My jaw dropped. I thought the stuff about killing would...
And it wasn't?
No.
What happened then?
I'm gaping at Smil, stuck through and through, and I noticed this boy standing at the other end of the stables. The stupid sods pointing at us, jaw hanging. So me and Lubosh start running, because the lad took to his heels. At the same, we caught up with the boy at the next farmhouse. I knock him to the ground, but he bashes me with some piece of iron so hard my head's ringing like a Limpy grabs it off him and stands over him, with his bodkin in his hand, and I start praying. In the end, Limpy just gives him a kick and says, "Beat it, Ginger." And then Runt shows up at the gate and hollers that we gotta go, so we scarp it.
What happened after them?
We were waiting for that fool, Timmy. Same place as we met them before, so he'd know where we were, right? Stupid fucking idea. But Pius didn't want to leave him behind.
There was some difference of...
You could say that, yeah. They started on us right away that we were traitors. They knew we'd let somebody... They started trying to surround us, and we knew what was coming. But Limpy took his bodkin and let that fucker have it and...
Runt?
One of the others. Timmy broke free from them and we all took to our heels. Luckily, they were so buggered from the raid, they didn't follow us for long. They just shut.
That's all I need to know. So now...
Well...
Hey, over here! It's up the hill.
Так, это кто-то.
Oh shit. Runt's people. We've got to get out of here. If they're too close, we'll never outrun them. Fuck.
Проклятие. Проклятие, что у тебя нет меча.
The two of us can take them by surprise.
No fucking way. I'm gone.
Look here. If you run, they'll catch up with you and kill you. And me too. Together, we stand a better chance.
Jesus Christ. All right. I suppose you're right.
Люди-коротышки. Так, без шлемов.
What's that? Who's there? The answer to my...
Оружия, как всегда, нет. Крестьянский лук. Меч торговца и щит. Держись. Держи в глаз тебе. И тебе. И тебе сказал. Ну как так? Закончились, суки. Их же было. Держи. Держи. Ай, промахнулся. Держи. А ну как так? Давай, все. Шутки в сторону. Будем драться по одному. Вот это было неприятно сейчас. А, вот так они уже умеют. Ничего себе.
You can still yield.
Ow. Take that.
Так, и там кто еще? Кто-то дерется? А, ты большой молодец, его победил. Сколько их там? Где он? А где его труп? Или он просто убежал? Странные дела творятся. Повязка. Был ты, друг мой, беден. Вонючка, ты же только что... был жив. Ты истек кровью? Или как это произошло? Ой, вонючка, вонючка. Ну да ладно, мне тебя ничуть не жаль. Был ты разбойником. Разбойником и умер. Вот туда. Бегом. Прям, я бы сказал, галопом. Раздавить зайку можно? Так, мы переправляемся через поле. Там где-то может быть конюшня. Так, подустал слегка. Здесь что у нас? Здесь что-то происходит зловещее. Типа норы. Здесь какие-то норы были и одни кушери вокруг.
My respects to you.
И respects to you. Я
Do you know
разыскиваю
Timmy?
где-то.
He's a big man and
A complete numbskull? Aye, he works here. Or he used to, I'm not sure. He vanished a few days ago. As far as I know, no one's seen. Take care now.
Так, Мирка. Ты где найти эту Мирку? О, Мирка.
I'm looking for a colossus by the name of Timmy. I heard he works here.
I don't know anyone like that.
Ага.
All the others know him, so how come you don't?
All right, but
Так, надо за ним куда-то идти. За мельницей. Пёс. За мельницей это здесь? Так.
Here I am. So, why all the secrecy?
what do you want from Timmy?
Can you tell me where to find him?
Promise me nothing will happen to him.
Why do you care so much?
He's my
Он мой
brother.
брат, не слишком умен.
He's not very smart, you
Вечно
see.
сбивает с пути
He's always getting
истинного
led
и
astray by his no good
истинного.
friends. And now there's some
Его
right
скверные
peculiar characters
дружки.
looking for him.
Who are they?
I don't know. They look like cutthroats, but I didn't tell them any.
That's good. But sooner or later they'll find him anyway.
He's hiding at the Colburn farm, over by Merhoyed.
А вот это уже серьезная заруба намечается.
I get the feeling you're looking for someone here. I'm looking for someone too. Maybe we could help each other.
And who are you looking for?
A great big ox by the name of Timmy.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about him.
That's a shame, a crying shame. I take good care of people who help me. Now, if someone were to tell me where to find Timmy, I might offer that man a job. We could use a smart fellow like that at the camp.
You have an encampment somewhere?
Well, sure we do. And no shortage of coin if you're ready to earn it.
Where is it?
Ah, all in good time. First proof.
I hear he's hiding in Ratai.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. You'll have to find him yourself.
Sounds like a pile of horseshit to me. Stop wasting my time and...
I've no idea where he is. I reckon I'll have...
Don't try to tell me she told you nothing. You send me to Rattay, and then you say you...
All right, I'll tell you.
Really?
We're all Christians here, aren't we?
Ha! I'll give you a
deal. You don't know when to give.
The one who has the upper...
True. Only you...
Well now, look what's come crawling out.
Воу-воу-воу. Где моя лошадь?
You're dead. Yeah.
Бегом, бегом, бегом! Ой, мы... как мы от них улизнули. Ужас, меня хотели завербовать бандиты. Я бы вот не хотел бандитом становиться. Кем-кем, а бандитом я становиться бы точно не хотел. Не по душе мне это. Я когда в молодости играл в сталкера, бандиты мне тоже были не по душе. Я их всех убивал. Без исключения. Нельзя грабить честных людей. Если мы поскочим. Здесь нет. Может быть, где-нибудь здесь? Не, надо отбегать от лесу. Отбегаем на эту лесополосу и ищем его где-нибудь здесь. Этого товарища. Тоже устал на самом деле бегать. О, Пето.
Hey Timmy, how are you today?
I'm all right. Have we met?
We have now.
Huh? Oh, shit. What do you want? It wasn't me. I didn't... I mean... Shit.
I saw what you did at Neuhof.
What are you talking about? You weren't there. I mean, I wasn't there.
Don't waste your breath. You were there with Limpy Lubosh and Riki. I heard all about it.
What do you want from me?
Your mate Hinek told me about a whole camp full of those horse-hunts. And I want to find it. I need to find it.
Yeah, but why should I trust you though? I'm not stupid. You might be one of them. Pretending to not be one of them. Trying to catch me out. I won't tell you nothing.
Listen here, blockhead. I don't have all day for this. Tell me what I want to know so I don't have to hurt you.
Ah, you want to fight, do you? Oh, all right. If you like. You look like you might last a minute or two.
Ну, давай.
Now. Cut! Куда
Держи тебе. Нет? Держи. А, нет. Еще. Ах ты ж, злодей, крепыш. На тебе. А, как ты ногой больно дерешься. Отошел. Слабо они бьют ножками, конечно. А вот ручками неплохо. Тем более в железных перчатках. Ну, он сильный рукопашный боец. Я вам доложу. Но, надеюсь, мы немножечко посильнее. Надо подловить его на хороший хук есть. Ну, как-то нечестно.
So are you going to tell me where I can find that camp?
Yeah, I'll tell you. But aside of Jesus, what got into you?
I'm a bit surprised myself. So?
I don't know where their camp is.
That's a load of horse shit. Hinnock told me you were there, and that Pius warned you to keep your mouth shut. You must know something.
Well, once I was there with them, yeah. Only, I was pretty drunk, so I'm not too sure.
Try to remember.
Да, попытайся
It was
вспомнить.
in the woods. In some kind of woods. You know, with trees and stuff. There were some wrecked houses there and all. In the woods. A church! There was a church there. Kind of a broken one, though.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot. Now it's all clear to me. Do you remember which way you went?
It was straight north from Talmberg. When you go uphill from the castle, there's a path there round some barns, I think. It leads to the woodcutters camp. If you go further on past the woodcutters, you come across this abandoned house. Can't miss it. Looks like a house, only abandoned. Go to the left there and carry on till you come to this clearing with a big beech tree. Or was it an oak? You go left there again. There's this narrow path, and you go straight along there. Sometimes it splits up. You just keep to the left until you come to a crossroads by this big flat rock. You keep straight on there. After a while, you'll see a bridge. And it's right there. Easy as you please.
Запомнить бы все это.
Nothing, I suppose.
But you won't tell nobody about Neuhoff, right? You promised. Oh no, bugger. I meant to make you promise, but I forgot.
You took part in that massacre, Timmy. People got killed and the farm was burned down. You can't expect to get away with it just like that. Come with me to Ratai. They'll know what to do with you there.
No. I won't go anywhere with you. They'd hang me.
What do you expect? That you can join a gang of robbers to go thieving, murdering and burning and nothing will happen to you? Come with me, and at least you'll die like an honest Christian.
Never. You might as well kill me here and now.
Хорошо.
That can be done too.
Убьем тебя.
Fuck it.
Раз уж такое дело.
I'll squash you like the louse you are.
This man took part in the massacre at Neuhoff, and he was punished lawfully.
Никакой пощады грабителям. Никакой. Что у тебя есть? Ключ от двери, ключ от сундука. Это нам не помешает. Нажал, оставим. С шипами, пожалуй, уберем. Сесть верхом.
Yeah.
Один мы в лагерь наемников, конечно, не поедем.
Yeah.
Рацик, вставай.
Greetings. What business have you?
I have some news about...
Good. Tell...
I went to Uzhitz, where they told me I could find Lubosh.
Indeed. Whole affair's...
I found out about another one of them, a crony of Limpy Lubosh's.
You're doing a good job, but you need to be careful.
I'm afraid my news isn't good, sir.
I might have expected as much.
This Riki fellow was hiding out in the woods, and his former accomplices really did want to kill him, because it seems they wanted no part in the killing. Anyway, Riki told me they were hired by... Those murdering whoresons weren't after loot. They just wanted to do damage. And the worst thing is, they have an encampment in the area.
Sakra.
That's all I've found out so far.
All right. Come back and
About that encampment, sir.
What is it, lad?
I found out about the camp from another of the bandits who deserted. It's called Timmy. Big fellow, but more brawn than brain. The camp is an abandoned village in the...
Good work, lad. Have you been to check it out? Do you know how many...
I don't know much apart from where it is.
We really need to find out more. Could you go back there and try to discover anything that could help us in the... And if you could carry out some sabotage while you're in there, it would...
Certainly, sir.
That's what I liked. You'll be our eyes and ears, lad. Our success will depend on what you find out. Go.
I'll find out what I can.
See you later.
Найти лагерь разбойников. Что может быть проще? Надо слегка поспать. Вот кто-нибудь придет, меня и разбудит.
How dare you sleep in someone else's bed? Get lost!
О, это ваше? Вы же там прикладывались.
Hey.
Странно какой. Здорово. Времени еще очень много. Что мне тут опять разбудил? Мастер
God be with you.
И с тобой.
Is there someone here who can...
Sure. There's always a... First, you should sever the straw, sir. The round... It's the custom.
All right.
Just one more.
Got it.
How good are you with the bow? So, I...
I've shot a few times.
Then you'll have... Splendid! Meanwhile, I'll... Good luck. You may begin!
Лук достал. Стрелы-то есть. Обычные охотничьи, где они тут? Двойное, ранящее, турнирное. Ну, давай вот это. Как дьявол стреляет. Охренеть. Ну, уже попали мимо уже. Почти на 10 меня перегоняет. И уже он так смог. Понял бы меня вышел. Охренеть он стрелять, конечно.
Contest over, archers.